Welcome back to Tomb Raider with me, Matthew Caddis, aka Poogie. So, it seems I backtrack over here, back to the room with the very narrow platforms, but whatever. Seriously. But, yeah. There isn't much else here. So, I'm gonna, again, carefully make my way around here so that it doesn't get skewered. And then go back to the area, of course, with, I think, with the two giant blocks, if I'm right. I could be wrong here. So, yeah, because downwards to the right there is where the room with the spikes and the blocks is. Of course, we went there last time. But what else? Nothing much else, I'm afraid, because it is very hard to get through here on the normal, if you know what I mean. But I'm going to walk through here and hopefully hope for the best, I guess. Of course, because I came here before, I already killed off the two panthers, so I don't need to worry about those guys. But the other end is mound of sand, yay. And then, let's see, something to the left, something to the right. Well, there is that boulder trap that I saw last time, so in this case, likewise with the Atlantean levels, you'll have to move into one corner and jump over. So, yeah. So, over here is seemingly a way ahead, if I can move there. There is also this area beyond the grated thing. Gated? I don't know, I'm an idiot. But, go over here, and we will emerge in this canyon again. And, indeed, we'll have to do a running jump here. And I don't want to mess up like last time, because Lara can die from here. It's quite a long drop. So, yeah. And, if I'm not careful, Lara would have hit her head. So, that being said, over here we have, seemingly a long thing. And you can even see the moon here. Seriously, it's beautiful in the remastered version. And didn't mean to fall down. No, I meant to jump to one side, but game won't let me. So once again, running jump, yada yada yada. And pull up, of course. And then roll around and see if I can get off this thing. Seriously, is this going to be a pain otherwise? Okay, I'm not even trying, am I? Not even trying is not good in my books. Seriously. You'd think there would be a way to grab the edge, but no, game says no, apparently. Game says no, and I am fucking about too much. But then again, I did say this was blind. Where I am actually aiming for is that little, green slab there. I should have... No, somersault! What the hell, Lara? Anyway, what I should have really done is do a sideways somersault and then have Lara grab the edge of that big slab of, I can't even call it concrete. It looks like concrete, though, on the other side, because that's where I'm aiming for, of course. That's where I'm aiming for. So again, go to one side, save here, because I don't want to keep doing that running jump over and over again. And then sidestep, absolutely. And completely fuck up, yay! At least I'm not dead, I suppose. I know I do not want to backtrack if that happens. There we go, finally, and then shimmy along. And hopefully pull up here. Lara does not do that. There is, however, an item over there. It looked like a small medi-pack, but don't ask me about that. So shimmy again. Absolutely. And pull up. Yay. Turn around and do a running jump. Yeah, because the backflip is not going to save Lara's ass. But this might. Okay, so we have the shotgun shells. Anything else over here? There is another platform here. I may want to use a medipack, I don't know. If we have to fall back down, then even with a safety drop, she takes a little damage. Not much, mind, so maybe we'll be okay there. And down we go. And then let's see. Okay, so we're back to the room with the movable blocks again. So in this case, let's do what we tried to do last time. Being wary of the fact that when I wasn't sure whether to push them into the spikes or not. You can actually do that. And this one you can actually push inwards as well as outwards. So go with that then. So I'm doing it twice. How far we can push it, I don't know, because there's a wall over there. And going down here, we will see that it's kind of empty here, seriously. Then go for a swim. And what do you know, there's another crocodile in the water. Oh well, maybe I'll use my... I can't use the shotgun. It's not good for long range attacks, so... Yeah, pistols it shall be. Unless I somehow manage to find the Uzis or the Magnums in this level. I mean, yeah, I got lucky with the... well, I didn't get lucky, I followed a walkthrough with... dare I say, with... first level. Mostly Eldinsi's walkthroughs on the thing. Maybe a bit of thing. There's another Black Panther here. Okay, this guy can be shot down, although from this vantage point it's probably better to use the pistols anyway. Seriously. Also on this platform is another key. Yeah, we're getting a lot of keys in OG Tomb Raider. That will not always continue into Tomb Raider 3, unfortunately. I mean, there's some, but given only, dare I say, 2 of the levels would be home to an ancient temple. 3 if you're pushing Atlantica, the other 2 being India and the South Pacific, then yeah. Because the other levels are just based in London and Nevada. Oh, excuse me. And then let's go over here and do a swim over this way to find some more goodies. And Magnum ammo. Same, I can't find the Magnums, but whatever. And yeah, get off, Vector. Go and find the computer room, mate. Seriously. And over there you can actually see a door. And that door we do want to go to. Although it's pretty hard to get to. Because on the other side is another slope. As I'll see for a moment. But I'm going to go and get more goodies down here. Hopefully there isn't another croc in here. That's all I'll say. There was one in there, but yeah. Speaking of crocs, there's a whole room full of them, and it's very annoying to deal with. Seriously, even with the shotgun. Which is probably a good thing to use in that room, but whatever. Let's go for another look round underwater. I almost said underground, but no, it's underwater. Lara will just fall off here, so don't bother with that one. The easiest way to get round there is to use the nearby bridge. Not that I noticed that when I was recording this mine, but there is a nearby bridge. What about pulling up here? Well, this is actually quite stable ground for Lara, so I'm going to walk carefully, just in case there's any more traps, which, knowing this is a Tomb Raider game, there probably are. So, yeah. Here's this nearby bridge I mentioned earlier. And here we can get across fairly easily around the pool, although I want to be careful not to make Lara fall into the pool, if you know what I mean. And indeed, this bridge extends all the way up to this end, where we will find... don't know what that was! as this room. I have to turn it onto original graphics here. And then, why are you hitting your head, Lara? That ain't fun. And in this room, let's see. Another croc, seemingly out of the water. I guess he had a nice swim. Seemingly the shotgun is enough to kill it off in one hit now. Okay, I didn't think that were the case, but whatever. So it's very hard to see in this room, if you know what I mean. Where we are going is not the way we came, but sure, go that way, Lara, and end up dead. Was I aware of that? I don't think I was, so I'll save here, and let's see what happens. Well, actually, there's another thing here, so maybe I wasn't so crazy after all. Okay, nothing to the right. In fact, that slope actually leads to the area with the crocodiles, multiple crocodiles. And given that I don't have the medipacks to deal with them, no thanks. Over here is some more, well, one more large medipack. I thought it was shotgun shells. Is that a long drop? I don't know, but I'm not going to risk it. And taking this ramp will take us to a room full of crocodiles. Seriously, there are a bunch of them there. You can actually see them moving about. Seriously, the safest way to deal with these guys is to actually use the shotgun. Why I didn't use it here, I do not know. But yeah, full of crocodiles. And so I have to get all that shit again, so see you in a moment. Back we are, I think. So yeah, where I want to go now is directly above the pool where that huge thing with the key was, and then shimmy to the right over this gap. And yeah, this takes a while. What can I say? Eventually, you'll find a platform where you can pull up with Lara, and indeed, then you will be able to. Well, I don't know. But yeah, there will be a platform where Lara can pull up. Which is good because I don't want to fall off here. What's in this room? Well, some more shotgun shells. Yay, I guess. And then we find a cat statue. Okay, apparently that's a statue of Bastet, the cat god. Seemingly. So, yeah. There are lots of things related to cats here. Anyway, we will use the gold key, the one we found on that pillar, to open this door. And that will bring us into, seemingly, another part of the temple, which the door closes behind us. And we come to an ancient bowling alley! Seriously. Seems the Egyptian gods like 10-pin bowling, what can I say? So that being said, let's actually jump between the platforms like usual, because the boulders will be triggered each time we step on a certain pressure pad here. Seriously. Like, 2 of them came down at once. The Egyptian gods really annoyed that they didn't get a strike here. Yeah, seriously, 1 came down over there then. So let's see if this sets off another one over here. Also down here is you can see there another item on the left. So let's see what it is. And another panther in the corner, of course. Of course there is. We're loading here? Why? Anyway, I'm gonna reload. Why? What did I do wrong here? What did I do wrong?